Okay, guys, we're going to continue. This is ABA Exam Academy Study Group. My name is Yenisbel Hernandez, and we're going over information on how to pass the BCBA, BCABA exam. And these are basically my tips that we're going to cover to the end now. In another Zoom, we went over types of self-management strategies that were given by Miltenberg, and also steps in a self-management plan, which they're all good to actually study for the tests to manage your own behavior. We were talking about three main things to work on, which in my opinion, is knowledge, test-taking skills, and testing conditions. And we need to get better and familiarize ourselves with all of that. And basically, in knowledge is anything that will help you learn, memorize, use fluency. And test-taking skills is anything that will help you understand and break down the question. And in testing conditions is basically anything that is going to help you desensitize yourself with the testing environment and testing center. Here, we left off here, which is basically the ABA Exam Academy study schedule. It's a study group, and we're currently working on this is the schedule from now on, and we're working on G. We already did the other ones that are not here, and I organized it by the week. This is Monday, basically. And I organized it, and I showed you the amount of questions that you have on each exam. An important thing to consider is that D is the one that has the most amount, the majority of the questions, with 26 questions. And if you notice, F, for example, has 8, and C is 3. So you have to work really, really hard at D. That's why in our group, we are aware of this, and we're trying to add more questions to each single week about D, because we need to constantly work on. Also, on another thing to consider is that we're gonna do mocks. The leaders are gonna do mocks, and we're gonna go over the mocks, and we're gonna break down the questions. We're gonna do ethics, and we're gonna do specific topics in these weeks. And the FK, we all know that FK covers vocabulary and the foundational knowledge, So that one, we're going to do it. Lara's the one who's going to do it. She's going to do morning Zooms, and she will be covering them section by section. She's going to break it down. Then later on, I think tomorrow or in a couple of days, she's going to give us her schedule. Do you guys have any questions?
No. Great.
Awesome. Okay, so I broke down sort of like an ideal weekly study schedule. I didn't write down, obviously, the amount of hours, but in my opinion, this is sort of what we should be doing. On Sunday, for example, our group starts the week on Sunday and finishes the week on Saturday, and the whole week covers one task list that we set in the other schedule. So in my opinion, what you should do is take a pre-test on Sunday, and then if you can study, do mocks, create mock questions, and repeat the same thing throughout the week. And then on Saturday, take a post-test mock.
Like a full mock?
If you can, I wouldn't. I used to not do them so much, but I would use at least the ones that we bought, the ones that I keep forgetting their name. What's their name? The
Study ABA.
The Study ABA mocks. Those per week per study the task list section.
The mini mocks, yeah.
The mini mocks, yeah. I don't know when you wanna do the mocks, but it should be within. You can break it down between the weeks. It depends on how many mocks you have at hand and how much time you have, but you should practice a lot.
Yeah, I did that with the Study ABA, and I also started doing that this week, this time when we did the task list, using Bill's mocks, that he has them separated in the task list as well.
I will use Bill's. I will use Bill's mock, and I will use that one as the one that we mentioned as well. And one that I like for everyday mock, for testing, for practicing, doing mocks, I would like ABA Wizard, because you can do it everywhere. And that helps you break down the questions, and they also explain it.
And you can also repeat it until you get 100%.
Yeah. In the case of somebody said something?
Yeah, so for the pre-test and the post-test, I mean, like you were saying, we divide a week as with one task list section. So that pre-test is going to be only on that section, right?
Yes. Let me write it down just in case. Task list section of the week. Section. Right? So that's what makes sense to me. So when it comes to our Zooms, for example, we do, we learn the material on Sunday, we learn the material, on Monday we learn the material, and then on Tuesday we start learning the material, and we also start working on fluency. And you see how you continue to work on fluency throughout the week until you reach to Saturday with Emily, and she's gonna completely work on fluency throughout. I know me, I like to work on teaching a little bit and then work on fluency and on test taking skills. And we're all of our Zooms, we're doing mock questions. So it's working on our test taking skills as well as our knowledge. So that's our idea. It would be every day, do meetings with us, and also smaller groups if you want to, if you find the people, and teaching mock questions. That's what we do, teaching and mock questions throughout the week.
I think the more you talk about it, the more you learn it, even if it's, you know, let's say something that's foundational, you know, positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, something so simple as that, the more you explain it to others that are probably beginning, the more you understand it yourself. So teaching is really important. I think that's one of the most important things.
Yeah, because it's funny sometimes when you say, I know it, but I cannot tell you, I cannot explain it. So basically, if that's happening, it's because you really don't know it. That means that you need to change it around, break it apart, and then try again. So
exactly.
You haven't generalized that knowledge, and that's the key thing for us. We need to generalize the knowledge that we study in the Cooper book or Mayer to be able to then, you know, generalize it enough for us to be able to answer the question. Because the question is not going to be just like you read it in the Cooper book. And that's why study groups like this, for example, work so good, because you get to break it down through different perspectives and different people and all of that.
Yeah. And that Lara was saying also about the test taking strategies. I think Nadia also said something about test taking. I have heard a lot of people say that they felt that they knew everything, like the knowledge part, but that they didn't, that they thought that they failed because they didn't understand the questions well, or because they got confused. So learning test taking strategies by generalizing your skills, taking the actual mocks over and over and over again, like different kinds of mocks. Maybe if you can purchase the BAS mocks that are, I think they're like $10, or, you know, a package or something that you can get, like the Study ABA. I think that'll help too.
I think a key thing is not to wait until the last minute to start doing mocks. You need to do mocks every week. And for example, in my case, I got the ABA Wizard, so I would do mini mocks every day, all day long. So don't do study, and then we're gonna do because remember, we're not getting tested on just the knowledge. We're not getting tested on just the knowledge, we're also getting tested in test-taking skills. That's the thing that we got to get through our heads. And that's why it's so important to do group, you know, get together with groups and also create your own mocks question. I think that is you think that why helped me pass?
One more thing. I mean, I haven't taken the test yet, but one more thing that has helped me, my mock scores improve like significantly. I think by like 50%, it's improved. Is like I've taken mocks and I've taken data, but one of the things that I've noticed is that if I get a question wrong, I go back to the Cooper book or Mayer or whatever resource I have, and I like study only what I get wrong. You know, taking mocks over again and over again is fine, but if you don't focus on what you get wrong and you study that well, then you're just going to keep getting it wrong. Like, what's the point of doing 100 mocks if you're just going to keep getting the same thing wrong over and over again? So figure out what you're getting wrong, learn it well, and then take another mock, and then take another mock.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? Thank you, Damie.
Yeah, no problem.
We have the resources for me. I passed the first time, and my test was the BCABA. Main resource was the ABA Exam Academy, is the Zooms. And in the Zooms, it worked because it helped me get motivated. And also, I had to be held accountable for my studying. And it also helped me because I like helping people. So, for example, if another member was going to host the meeting and I knew there weren't going to be that many people present, so I made sure to be there to support them. And that is important because, and if somebody needed help answering a question, then I would help them. Even if I didn't know the information, I would get the time and I would get the books and I would help them. And sometimes I was really tired. I'm like, oh, forget it, I'm not going to study today. But somebody said, oh, Jenny, I need help, understanding this concept. So we would get together and we figure out the concepts together. And especially the classes, every day consistently, it forced me to study every day. So that's the thing. Basically, I used a lot past the BCBA exam. And then from there, I used Cooper and Mayer and Bailey to go for specific things. I didn't read them page from A to Z. I didn't read them completely. The other one is the ABA study group of the Facebook group. I used a lot of Bill's mocks every week. Celia's mock, I used it. It was good for collecting data, but I didn't quite understand the questions. They were hard for me because they didn't have explanations. And I also used Bill's visuals, not as much as I would have wanted to, but I liked having them there to know that if I needed them, I'll go back at them. ABA Wizard, like I said, I used it a lot. The task list study guide, I used it a little bit. It was one of the resources that I got at the end. And the other one that I used a lot and I highly recommend is the studyaba.com. The platinum package, you get in a group of 5 and then you get a discount for $100. And there you have 2 main mocks, pre-test and post-test. And each of the 2 mocks have the explanations. And also the mini mocks for each task list section. And it also gives feedback. The important thing about this one is, like the other members have said, if you're in a small group, you can break down the questions after you already did it and you can see what happened with it. FIT videos and mocks, I did the mock and I did the video, but I didn't take a full advantage of it. It really was more a lack of time or something like that. I also had a good, this book called the ABA Visual Language Applied Behavior Analysis. It's like a visual thing book that it has different character, like pictures and stuff. And it's good for light reading. I did it, when I would go to the doctor or the dentist or anything like that. I didn't feel like studying too hard, but I still felt like wanting to do something ABA related. Okay, that's what I did. And here I added the prices and the types of things. You can look it up later. But remember, free things work. If you see, the main things that I used mainly was this group, ABA Exam Academy, and it was free. And the other group that has a lot of resources is also free. And ABA Wizard, I didn't write down how much it was, but it's only $10. And the other one is 100, but it was well spent. It was well spent money for that one, I think. Okay, guys, so the other strategies that I use is met with small groups to go over the mocks. The last week I met with a small group also to go over specific topics that I had issues with. And I collected data on my test-taking behavior, and I created mocks, questions. Key. Okay, this is the whole thing why I wanted to do this Zoom, because I wanted to share with you guys this data sheet that I created for test-taking skills, and I think it helped me a lot. I created one for personal studying and for personal tests, and also for group, like when you get in a group. So in this one, you put your name, the mock name, that's simple. The day, the time spent studying that week. So basically you spend 10, 20, 30 there, you can already be collecting data on how much you've been studying. And the other one important for me, I think it's a time spent doing mock tests. There you can see if you're increasing or decreasing. Hopefully you should be decreasing the time you spend doing the mock. I think I started with 5 hours. And then by the end, I did 3.5 hours, which that was my time in the test. It was 3.5 hours, and so the last 30 minutes, I used it to go and review the questions that I didn't get right. I mean, that I wasn't sure on. And here, put the scores. It's important. Okay, so what I did is the questions are gonna go here. This is question 1, 2, 3, and it goes on and on. So know that, and I collected data on, do I know the information that is given? So I would just go, I would write a question mark. Let me see if I can write it down. Annotate. Basically, I would do this. Look. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, no. I would do a check mark if it was good. If I knew, not if it was good, I'm sorry. While I was reading it, did I know the information? If they were talking about reinforcement, did I know what reinforcement was? Yes, I knew it, so I would put a check mark. And then, did I understand the way the question was framed? Not really. I didn't understand the way the question was framed, so I would do a wiggly line. Okay? So, for example, if I didn't know what I read about punishers, I don't know, I have no idea what punishers are, I did a question mark. And then but I understood the structure of the question, I would do a check mark. The whole reason why I did that was because I wanted to collect data and to see. I needed to see these check marks increasing and the wiggly lines and the question marks decreasing. And at the beginning, I collected data at the beginning. Oh my God, I had so many question marks and wiggly lines. It was crazy. And at the end, I had so many check marks, and I was so proud of myself. Let me see. I think I got one paper I can show you. So I think this one was one of the last ones that I made. Can you see it? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Don't worry about it. Let me see if I can see it. Yeah. So you see it?
Oh yeah.
So there, I didn't have it here. Now today I added that part fancier, but you know, I did. So by the end, I was getting the 2 check marks, which is the idea. Look, here I knew the information, but I didn't understand I didn't understand the structure of the question. And I think the importance of that information is that it helps you see, okay, am I having issues with the information that I'm learning? Do I need to learn, memorize, work on fluency, or do I need to learn on, or do I need to understand better, you know, how the structure of the question is made, the multiple choice, the things like that. The other thing that I did is something similar to what Lara, I think Damie was saying also, is like I would do that, and then here I would write down what I had issues with. And sometimes I had check marks, but I still wanted to double check information about it. And that was like my whole like last month. As you can see, I had a lot of check marks. I don't have any old marks, but they were filled with wiggly lines and questions. And it's really reinforcing also to see how, you know, one goes up and the other one goes down. And that's the whole idea. Okay, the other part that we need to collect data is, okay, if I'm not getting the questions right, why am I not getting the questions right? Is it because I need to learn the materials? Is it because I went back and I changed it? Is it because it's a negation and I didn't see it? Or did I got the general term right, but the answer was more specific? For example, I wrote emo instead of AO. I used to get these type of questions very wrong all the time. And I think by the end, I finally started getting them right. If you're starting to see this pattern, that means that you need to spend more time on the, you know, studying in depth the information. It means you probably know the information in general terms, but not in specific terms. Number 5 is did not answer specifically what the question was asking. This one is very important. This, I saw it in the group. I saw it happen a lot. Right, Damie?
Yes. Was it Daphne's question?
What?
Oh, you're talking about in the Facebook page?
No, I'm saying like when we were in the group, we saw
the small
very
group,
interesting pattern.
Yeah.
We also saw that we added more information to the scenarios than what it was there. So that's why I added these things, because I saw patterns in the test-taking behaviors of the people in the group. And also, did I get the all or none of the above or the incompletes incorrect? And there you can see another one. There you can see and collect your behavior data. Collect the data on your test-taking behavior. And basically, I really think this helped me a lot. And those of you who are second or third or fourth time test takers, please take it under consideration, because you might know the information, but then you're lacking test-taking skills. Let me see what I can do here. Clear all drawings, and we're gonna clear all drawings, and we're gonna go back to the, I think we're done, because the last part we already went through. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Ready to go?
Can I
pass the test?
Yenny, can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I did something on my own, and I figured if we're gonna work in ABA, we gotta learn to do graphs regardless. So I started tracking my data by making a graph, and it was a very simple graph. I graphed my time, see how long I take to do mocks, and I also graphed like when I do mini mocks, when I take the baseline, and when I do the post, if the scores improve. I also when I did those mocks, like a full mock, I put like from January that I started studying to now, if my scores have improved. And that's the one that, to me, it really shocked me, because in January I was scoring between 40 and 50, and now I'm between 70 and 85. So, you know, it's a significant improvement. When you see it on an actual graph,
yes, it's very beautiful.
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot. And like I said, we have to learn how to do it regardless. So might as well just do it.
It's not hard. I used to. I love doing them. It's not hard. So collect data and graph data on mock tests, right? Scores.
Yes.
And you said something else. Also, the time.
Your time. So I used to take about 6 hours doing a full mock, which is like very, very, very long. And I'm now at like 3 hours and 40-ish minutes, 45, 46, around there. So it's going down. It's not where I want it to be. I wanted to be at 3.5, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Emily's the one that shocks me.
Yeah, we're gonna analyze Emily's behavior and break it down in a task list and
yes.
actually do.
I don't know how she does it, but it's amazing.
Okay, mock test. Okay. We gave a lot of tips today, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a lot of information.
Thank you so much, Yenny, for taking all this time.
I know.
Minerva, you're gonna be okay. Let's
I know.
Good night.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Good night, Jenny.
Like, share, subscribe, communicate, YouTube. Go to YouTube channel and Facebook.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.